What's good, people? BeatGenerals.com back on their tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be covering a Justice League type sound. Now, Justice League is known for a lot of orchestral type records, live records, complex type of sound. They've done a lot of records for Rick Ross, a bunch of different people, Maybach Music, just a lot of different records throughout the industry. They're very well known, and what I'll be doing is demonstrating to you how easy it is actually to achieve that kind of sound in FL Studio if you know what to do. Now, keep in mind this is a tutorial that would be found in the advanced section of the site. The member tutorials are broken down into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So if this moves a little fast for you, you can actually, once you sign up, work your way up to this level pretty easily. So let's jump into the next section and actually get started. Alright, y'all, so the first thing we'll be starting with is the drums. So what you want to do is you need to download the JL kit that's provided on the site, and once you have that, you want to come over here to Options, File Settings, click this little folder, and then go ahead and find where most of your stuff is downloaded. For example, for me it would be my desktop. For you it might be your downloads. But go ahead and select the folder, find it, and then you just want to double click it. And what that does is once you hit the browser over here, it lets you have the drums right over here. So it's just a lot easier to pull up. And let's go ahead and load the kick and the snare. And we'll set this to 16 beats per bar. And let's go ahead and lay the snare in. Snares are always placed at 5 and 13. Another easy way to remember that is just every time you see this little red, it's the first square to get your proper timing down. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll set our BPM to around 84. And make sure you want to come over here, right click, click none, trim it, and cut it a little bit. You want to turn it up just a bit. Okay. Same thing with our snare. Let's turn it up a little bit. And if you don't have these effects, you want to come over to your general settings and make sure that Enable Legacy Pre-Computed Effects is selected. And let's turn on our metronome and just listen to it. Maybe do it like this. Okay, so that's cool. It's just a foundation. Let's go ahead and send this JL snare to the piano roll, and all you want to do is just right click on the JL snare and hit send to piano roll. Then let's come up here to discard lengths just so that they're shorter so we can work with them a little better. And once you hit that, actually before you hit that, you want to make sure that your snap is set at cell. And now we're going to actually give it that live kind of drummer feel. So let's go ahead and set our snap to none over here. Let's take a listen to it. So as you can see, what I did there is I went with the none snap and I just added a note in here that's basically just before the actual quantized note that we put in earlier. And what it did is it just gave us a kind of like a roll sound, something that a real drummer might do just to give it a little more of a live feel. And then you want to go back to your snap and put one right here, just a note. And then we're going to do the same thing to this note. And the same thing to this note over here. And you want to take the velocity down a little bit just so it's a little lower. It's not as loud as the initial note, just so it gives you that kind of live feel that you're looking for. Okay, so that's cool. And let's do another one over here. And one over here. And then let's set it to cell and do almost like a little fill right there, and we'll play with the velocities a little bit on that as well. Let's take a listen to it. Okay, so that sounds real good right there. It's a nice little bass, has a nice little bounce to it. So let's actually add our tom and our ride to this. So let's open up our browser again, drag our tom and our ride in here. And let's do the tom first. Now for the tom, we're going to be using the same technique, the little roll that we did with the snare, just at different parts. Let's take a listen to it and see where it could fit in. Okay, so I know I definitely want something over here that's just kind of dropping lower and lower till it hits over here again. So let's go ahead and send that to the piano roll. I just filled them in kind of where I want them. And we'll do edit discard links again, just so that they're all the same size. And let's actually take this up maybe to C6 and have it coming down. And let's actually select half step, edit discard links, just to make them a little shorter. Let's take a listen to this. Okay, so something like that is cool. So the only thing I kind of want to do is maybe take these down a little bit, just a little lower towards the end. And let's also take these down maybe just a little bit like this. Okay, so that's cool. Let's select our snap to none again. And I'm kind of hearing maybe just a low roll on these two notes right here. So let's go ahead and adjust our velocity on that again. Let's take a listen to it. And before we actually take a listen to it, make sure that it's on cut so the sound doesn't bleed into the next one. It'll cut it off as soon as the other one starts. Okay, so that's cool. Let's play with velocities a little bit on these two, just so it has a little liver feel. Okay, so that's fine right there. I kind of want to roll before that as well, so maybe somewhere, make sure this is on cell, maybe somewhere around here, something like that maybe. No, I don't think that's the right spot for it. Maybe like this. Okay, so that's a little better. Let's go ahead and set this to none again and add a little break type sound in there again. And let's move these over a little bit. They actually just zoom it in so we can do it a little better. The placement of it was a little off. They're a little too prominent, so we want to go ahead and pull those back just a little bit. Oops, make sure you're not adding more notes in there. Okay, let's take a listen to it again. Okay, so that's cool. And let's actually take them down a little bit lower. It's a little high. So maybe oops. before you actually move anything manually, make sure it's on cell so you're not switching the notes around. Let's delete the second one as well. Maybe something like this. Actually, let's move this maybe down just one note. Okay, so that's cool right there, and I want to add a couple more, maybe something right here. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. And I want to add something at the end as well. So we're just going to keep that one real simple, maybe something like that. Let's see if these work. I think they should, but let's take a listen to it again. Okay, so that's cool as well. Now the only thing I want to change is maybe make this a little higher, and then maybe take these down a little bit, just to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. And now let's add our ride in here. Okay, so that's cool. As you can see, it's not too many notes, but it's not playing every single note, but it has a couple cool notes that I thought sounded good in there. So it's real simple if you look at the pattern right here. And one thing I did do to it is I turned it down, I panned to the right a little bit, just so it's not right in your face, but you can still kind of get the feel from it. Now let's go ahead and add our trap crash to this as well, which will be, I believe, our last drum element. And make sure it's normalized, trimmed, and then maybe something like this. Let's turn it down a little bit. Let's maybe move this one over here. Let's go ahead and send that to the piano roll as well, and what we'll do is just play with velocities a little bit as well. No real order to it, just make it a little different, and that'll just help you with the live drum feel we're kind of going for. This one needs to come up a little bit. Okay, so that's cool. So that pretty much covers the drums. So let's jump into the instruments next.